Yo, what's
Maharaji,
that? What's
hey,
going on, man?
I got caught up walking my dog, man. Sorry about that.
That's all right, man. It's cool.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good, man. Good, man. Good. Ready to start the day off?
Excellent. I think I see attitude adjuster in the house.
How you doing,
How
brother?
you doing, brother?
Cool, cool. We're getting a tiny bit of echo, but I think it's all good. We'll see how that goes
I
down.
mean, are we too close together, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I think I see
You there?
also the Cola Malik in the house, man, aka Kid Sensation.
What's good with it? What's good? What's good?
Hey, it's a Saturday afternoon. Gentlemen, I'd like to apologize. I'm a couple minutes late. I was out with the dog, but now we're all together. I really want to thank you all for joining me today.
No problem. No problem, man. How you doing?
Hey, we're having a good preparation for Hip Hop History Month in November. There's some events going on around town. I'm sure that you three are involved. So yeah, it's going to be a real nice time in Seattle next month.
I know about a couple of events, but is there something going on?
Just in general, I think around the town there's a few different things where 206 Zulu is hosting and different things going on. So
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. All right.
but
Where
today,
you
what
want to
I'd love
start?
to do, I'd love to talk about Seattle in the early 80s. And so that would all be like up to 85. And you three are the people to talk to because you were all there at the time. Um, and we've got Maharaji in the house, we've got Attitude Adjuster, and we've got the former Kid Sensation. Should I still call you Kid or are you going by a Cola now?
Yeah, Kid Sensation, man. That's who I am. But Cola's my name. It all works, man.
Cool, cool. Well, let's start with Kid then. Because check it out. You were a young man who was first known for beatboxing. Is that correct, or would you put it differently?
Man, a little bit of it all, man. I mean, beatboxing, rhyming, backup dancing, DJing. I literally did any and everything I could to just be around the music.
And one more question for Kid. Let's paint that picture for the audience, man. We're talking about South Henderson Street. Baron von Scratch also lived on that same street, and then there's the Lakeshore Village. Essentially, do you want to describe that for just a minute and what that was like, that street in that neighborhood?
Yeah, man, it was really just a great place, man, and a great mecca, not only for hip hop, but sports in general. A lot of people don't even realize that Doug Christie, former NBA, superstar, lived right there in the Lakeshore Village with us, as well as Jamal Crawford grew up in those same Lakeshore Village, area. Man, I mean, it was a hotbed for hoops. It was a hotbed for music. Baron von Scratch certainly was on Henderson, man. So many of us, man. Sir Mix-a-Lot, of course, lived in that same Lakeshore Village, man, and we were just a couple of of apartments apart, man. And whenever I used to hang out with him or wanted to come and get a mixtape from him, and when I say mixtape, literally a cassette tape with a mix of music on it. So Mix-a-Lot used to host them, and the whole thing he said in Square Dance Rap about give him $10 and a brand new tape, he'll put you in the mix. It was true, man. He went and bought a bunch of records and got records from New York and Nasty Ness, God rest his soul, and all the music that he would compile, man, from different places. He'd put it on a mixtape for you, personalize it. And I was just, I was totally, amazed and enthralled as a little kid, trying to hang around Sir Mix-a-Lot and hang around Maharaji and do all those kind of things, man. I was just a little kid, man, and I just wanted to be a part of the music. And so, long story short, man, yeah, I was just a product of that area, a product of that Rainier Beach community, and man, I got to witness and be a part of a lot of the development of the music scene at that time.
Cool, cool. Let's toss it to Attitude, man. So Attitude, did you get your start as a graffiti artist? Was it more of a b-boy dancer? Did you get your start as a rapper? Talk about how you entered the world of hip hop, Attitude.
Right on, bro. Yeah, I say, man, I kind of came in basically being a performer, an entertainer. So hip hop dancer, whatever you want to call it, break dancing, pop locking. I was doing all that. You started with my brother, and we was doing it in the house. Then you do it with your partners in the neighborhood. Then you form a little group. We didn't really have a name, but we just formed a group. So we go around the neighborhood challenging a lot of folks and break dancing. And then I really kind of transformed into the rapping part of it when I got in the group, fresh out of high school. When I came out of Foss High School in Tacoma, I went on to join the group with some Mix-a-Lot and Maha and Kid, and we found the group up like that, and that's when I started picking up the microphone. Being around those guys encouraged me because I was like, okay, it's cool dancing, but I want to get on that mic. They getting a little more attention than I'm getting, so that alone made me want to pick up the mic, and I wanted to be involved. So once I got a piece of that microphone, man, it was no turning back. So that was my get down to the hip hop scene.
And real quick, how did you pick your name, or did you have other names before Attitude Adjuster?
I had, yeah, I mean, before Attitude Adjuster, I was when I joined the group, I was gig master.
Gig master.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I rocked that for a short time. I didn't keep that long. and I really, I think it was a comic book that the Attitude Adjuster came from, if I can remember. I believe so. I have to ask my brother PLB. He know to get down on that. But yeah, so always had names. Hip hop. I was popcorn when I
Still
was break
echoing.
dancing.
I'm still getting echo.
So
Sorry.
I've been around. It is.
It is.
I
Can
think
you hear?
we're getting
Yeah.
some-
Did Maha come back near you, man?
We're just getting a little echo on the audio, but
Right.
Are you getting echo from me?
I don't know from who, but I think it's from somebody's phone. I think so, but yeah.
Okay,
Are y'all near each other?
Are you hearing echo from me right now?
No, you're
Okay.
you're clean. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Ron. But thank you for the answer. And let's throw it to Maharaji. Speaking of, because if Ron was commuting from Tacoma, that's like about half hour, 45-minute drive. But Maha was coming from Bremerton. Talk about what that was like. How you had to come over across the ferry, which most people know from like Sleepless in Seattle or these movies, And here's Maharaji on the ferry. Talk about those days, man.
Well, let's start out with me. Pretty much, I started out breakdancing with a group called the Dominoes out in Bremerton. I left from over there because I ended up getting in with one of the best break dancers and poppers in Seattle, Flex. His name was Flex, and me and him got together, and we really knocked it out, man. We got in the break dance and popping world, and like I said, I ended up running in, seeing Mix and Ness on stage. That made me want to go, hey, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to do it, and it just, I was corny at it when I first started. I was really corny. I was writing to Houdini instrumentals and everything, but I was over in Bremerton and doing all this. And I would get on the ferry and come over and meet Mix, and I go out to where Kid was just talking about Lakeshore Village, and I sit out there with him. Sometimes a couple of days, I sleep on this floor in his room, and we get on the bus, man. We get on that 48. It's crazy because I felt like I needed to get out of Bremerton. It was too small for me, and being in Seattle, it was so much bigger. And where I was coming from in San Diego, I didn't live downtown around area, but I had access to downtown by way of ferry, and I just fell in love with the city, man. They took me in, and then Mix being from where he was and Kid being from where he was, we just kept doing gigs, and we were the Cosmic Legion. We cracked it off, but it was crazy, man. I love it, man. And the Lakeshore is always it has a spot in my heart because that's where it comes from, man. We built everything out of that room in there with the bars on the window. Kid know what I'm talking about. The 4-track recorder. Yeah, man. We were making we didn't know, but we were making us a household name at that time.
Well, let's put it back to Kid. I'm going to throw it back to Kid because you just mentioned the Cosmic Legion crew. All right, so I'm going to throw a few names at you, Mr. Kid Sensation, and tell me if you have some memories of these names. There's going to be two or three, man. Three names I'll throw you. One is the Phantom of the Scratch. Two is the Wicked Angel. And three is the homie Jazzy D from Silver Chain Gang. Kid Sensation. Do you want to talk about any of those names that I just threw out there?
I can talk about actually any and all of them, man. So starting with the Phantom of the Scratch. Wow, man. That's crazy. Man, I mean, you're talking like when I was a little young cat, man, mid 80s, man.
Yeah.
And DJing was super, super huge with all of us, man. We all, like I told you, I was a DJ before, and I even had a former name, DJ Dangerous, and I used to use that as my name with Sir Mix-a-Lot when I would DJ behind him. And Kid Sensation came in a little bit later. But you know, the DJing, Baron Von Scratch, man, he was also an intricate part of our DJing and our crew back in that time, man. Baron Von Scratch had drum machines and keyboards and little stuff like that. He had a studio popping off, man, and still does to this day, and was a real important part of what we did. And Mix will tell you that. Attitude knows that. Maha knows that. We all knew of these cats, man. Phantom of the Scratch, Baron Von Scratch. And then I believe you mentioned Wicked Angel, man, who back as far as like the K Fox days, man, when Ness used to play Wicked Angel's music, man, that of course Mix-a-Lot produced, wrote. I believe she even participated in some of the writing as well. But she was a very talented MC, you know. Her and Mix-a-Lot have history, but there was also the history of her MCing, man, and her being a part of that. K Fox and the listeners ate her up, man. They loved it, man. She was really dope. And who else, man, did you mention? You
Oh,
mentioned one more person, Jazzy D.
Jazzy D from Silver Chain Gang. He had joined Cosmic Legion crew.
Oh
One
yeah.
of the most underrated MCs who just used to spit it, man. Jazzy D was cold with it, man. Wow, man, all of the people that you mentioned, man, just bring up so many different memories, man, and so many
Right.
different they all brought something incredible, man, to the table, man. I'm sure y'all can speak to it even more.
Yeah, let's throw it. Let's keep it in order. Keep it. Let's throw it to attitude, man. Do you want to talk about any of those characters? That what kind of
Well,
memories that brings to you?
yeah, and so what I will speak on, like those guys, I got very familiar with those guys going in the boys club days and going and watching perform. I used to be a fan of Sir Mix-a-Lot and Kid and Maha when they was performing. I used to go and watch. You know, it's like, man, that looks cool. And I watched the other guys you name, Sir Lover and all those guys. But my main thing was I really grew up in Tacoma, so I came up with High Performance and Criminal Nation. A lot of us all went to the same high school and middle school together, so those dudes was my friends before any of us got really deep into this hip hop game. So I can speak on that Tacoma game real tough.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Between High Performance and Criminal Nation, which of those two did you feel like spoke to you more?
Uh, Criminal Nation, because I grew up on a hilltop and I had some rugged in me too. So that music I just related to it, you know, for Mr. Officer and all that. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and me and Mark Womack, we both went to Foss High School with several of those guys. Cleabone, Bumpy, all of us went to Marcus. I hate like I'm leaving names out. Darren. We all went to Foss, so I had a good relationship with those guys. The guys from Lincoln, them guys from High Performance, most of those guys went over to Lincoln High School. So, but you just met up kicking at parties and going against them, battling, dancing, and that type of thing, you know, from the break dancing. So, yeah, to
All
answer
right,
your
man. Let's
question.
hit Maharaji. Same question, man. Do you got any Phantom of the Scratch story, any Wicked Angel story, or Jazzy D?
Oh man, all of them. I can start. Let me start. Hold on, real quick. I'm trying to prop this right.
You go.
Look, I'm trying to get all this straight. All right. Well,
I didn't even know you left.
yeah, I wanted to see what that echo, you know.
Right.
Um, Jazzy D, God, like Kid said, that guy is special. He was one of a kind. You know, I miss him. I had a chance maybe about 7 years ago, maybe about 7, 8 years ago. We were together. We went and did some stuff. He was working for Boeing, and we had hooked up, and it was so good to see him, man. That guy, he was our LL of our clique. He was like that guy that you didn't want to battle him. You didn't want to see if you wanted to go rhyme for rhyme. That guy was going to bring it to you. That he didn't have to entertain. He entertained with his lyrics, and he was strong. Wicked Angel, she's dope. She just man, with her and Mix working together on their stuff, they really came across as a dynamic duo. Now Phantom of the Scratch, now Art, yeah, that was my guy. He used to trip me out when he got on the turntables, man. He was so dangerous. And not only that, he produced a lot of beats. He made a lot of beats. He made some cuts that people didn't even realize. I mean, this was this guy, this kid, this little white Greek kid, man, that lived up north. We go in his room and do the same thing we do at Mix's house. We go in here and start tweaking with the equipment and stuff, and be sleeping on the floor, laying on the floor, just working on music all night. Yeah, Bart, he goes, man. He's a real one. That's for sure. We were the Wu Tang of Seattle for sure.
I like it. I like it, man. Well, let me go to a different place with this. Since this was the early '80s, a lot of young people got addicted to drugs or alcohol. So I want to ask Kid, did you ever have temptations with drugs and alcohol, or how did you avoid that? Or did you ever have addiction problems that you want to speak on a little bit? Or like this, do you want to talk to like mostly for people that are watching now today? Like what can they learn from your experience being surrounded by all that? And how did you deal with that?
Wow, that's a deep and a dope question. And when I was a teenager, I'd smoked a little bit of weed when I was a teenager, trying to fit in and be cool with, a lot of the people that were around kind of doing it. And I even drank a little bit of alcohol here and there, like I did it a couple of times, and I did it, mainly when I was pretty much underage. But then I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be really, really honest with you and give flowers where they really do. And that is to Sir Mix-a-Lot, man. That dude never touched no weed. You never saw him drinking, whatever the case is. He would never touch it, man. He just saw too many bad things, I think, happen to other people from it. And that's what made me start to really, really fly straight. Because I did a lot of my little stuff when I was like 13, 12 years old. I mean, I was young when I got introduced to marijuana, when I got introduced to a little bit of drinking. And it was just a couple of times here and there, but then once I really kind of got immersed in the group and all that kind of stuff, and Mix didn't do it, because I ain't gonna lie, if he probably would, I admired him so much as a kid. I was so much younger, you know what I mean, and I was so much more like impressionable that it would have been an easy slippery slope to slide down for me. It would have been easy because everything that those guys did, Maha and Mix. I wanted to be like those guys. I wanted to imitate those guys. I looked up to them. He was, Maha, he's being modest, but I'm gonna be honest with you. That dude was killing it on the mic and doing, he was more than like a lot of people think. Like a lot of people think, oh, Maha, he's just a backup dancer for Sir Mix-a-Lot, and all you see him in his videos, whatever the case is. But his song Seward Park dominated the airwaves the way that Seven Rainier did back in the day when K Fox played it. And it used to get requested and requested and requested. And it just got to a point where we just heard it on the radio and it was just a normal thing at that point.
Right.
And
Right.
so, but I looked up to these dudes, man. I looked up to Mix. I looked up to Maha. And if those dudes would have said, man, here, try some meth at that point in time. I don't even know if meth was out there, but I mean, I would have probably done anything that those dudes did because I wanted to be like them so much. But when I really when Mix really kind of like would answer that question in interviews or he'd talk about why he didn't do drugs, I was just smart enough to say this makes sense and I'm just not gonna do it. And so it never was a real serious struggle for me, except for when I was a really young kid and again impressionable, trying to be like the older kids that I saw do it. I said, man, nah, it ain't worth it for me, and I can't sacrifice what the potential of this could really, really be. It made sense, and so I stuck with it.
Man, let me ask Attitude, same question. Like, what can people learn from your experience? Did you ever struggle with that, or were you able to avoid it as a young person? Talk about your facings with drugs and alcohol because you had so much fame and fortune on the tours. You know, you're out in hotel rooms, the girls are coming at y'all. So, talk about just how did you avoid the temptations?
Right. Well, for really, really, I was really never a big drinker. Number one. So I dabbled here a little bit here and there. When I did join the group is when we started doing shows, and then at that time I was over. I turned 21. I was in the group already, so you kind of experimented with it. Buy some beer, have some wine. That was kind of my lifestyle, but it never interests me like that. Like to this day, I'm not really a drinker. So alcohol really never got me going, man. Maybe subconsciously I seen what it did to my family members, when my mom's friends, when the parties, what everybody drink, all of a sudden a big old fight break out. Maybe I subconsciously I think about that. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But for as drugs, I just really didn't get drugs. I had a single mom that was real firm. My mom was in your business. And my mom didn't. If she tell you to be somewhere, she might show up and check and make sure you're there. So my mom was heavy in your business, and you had to be like that in Tacoma up on the hilltop. At that time, mid '80s, the gangs war was just jumping off. So it was more so I was more distracted with the gang stuff opposed to the drugs, if that makes sense to you. And at that time, I kind of, right when I got out of high school, was a pivotal point in my life where I jumped right when I got right to the group. We went on the road, so I escaped some of the madness some of my friends had to stay here and deal with. So the group itself, I'm sure, saved me from a lot of road of destruction because years following, man, it was bad news in Tacoma when you're talking 80, 88, 89, 90. It was bad things happening. So I got to escape that. So yeah, just so my word to anyone is attach yourself to someone that's doing something good. That's all. If they're doing it good, attach yourself. And separate yourself from that ugliness. That's all.
That's good advice, man. Maharaji, same question. Did you have personal struggles, and what can people learn from your experience?
Don't be like me.
Yeah, he did a lot
Period.
of crack, a lot of crack.
Period.
I mean, a lot of crack.
I just gained all this weight back from all the crack.
Uh-oh.
No, no. I just never really decided to get into like hardcore drugs. It was all around me all the time. People were offering us things that were out this world, and I was like, "Wow, look at these people. These are things I'm seeing people on TV doing, and I'm like, this can't be good if these people are looking like this." So I just never really went there with that. I smoke weed. I drink beer. I have a shot every now and then with some friends and stuff. But other than that, man, I just couldn't see myself getting caught up on nothing that had me, besides myself or leaning on a corner somewhere in a hole. I just say, I hate to just don't do drugs. It's just not, it can't be good for you. I mean, you see all the bad that it does. I mean, don't ever sit there and think that drugs is a good vibe. It's not. I've lost a lot of friends. I lost loved ones and everything behind drugs, hardcore drugs, and it can't go anywhere but down from there. You can spiral real quick. Like kids said, it could have been real quick that could have happened. So I just try to just stay away from all that anyway. Period. It's no good. I have fun making music. That's my high, doing the music and everything. Being on stage with my brothers here, these guys, they keep me going. To be honest with you, out of us three, I'm the oldest out of us three, and these guys keep me. I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to do a show. The kid's here. He got in town last night. I'm ready to go step on stage. Go test out these new songs. That's a high to me. That's a high. That's a
Yeah.
real high.
There's the new heat.
If
There's
I
the
can,
new heat.
just add one little last thought to what these cats said, man. What Maha said is real too, man. Is that it was around us, man. We were on tour. We were out there on the road with a lot of people that was into a lot of stuff, man. And it was out there, and Attitude really said it best, man. We attached ourselves to the positive people and the positive things in our life, man. And we were able to really avoid a lot of pitfalls, man, by just but by just having each other, man. Me and Attitude were always roomies, mixing, and Maha would room all the time, man. And so, you know, we I because of the type of dude he was, I was able to grow from that and be able to stick to my guns and do all that. It's a lot easier to, to not fall into some of those pitfalls when you got somebody that you linked arms with that is the same way and they're about the same business that you are, man. And so what these dudes are saying, man, is so legit. I owe a lot of the fact that I didn't go down that road to these cats, man. And so I'm always grateful for that.
Yeah, because it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, who could forget like songs like "It Takes Two," Rob Bass, man. He just reminded you, man, don't smoke Buddha, can't stand sex, like stuff like that. Little messages always used to creep through in rap, and that was important, man.
Yeah.
And also for people watching, they can see that the temptation might lead you to short-term fun, but it's not a long-term success, man. That's the truth right there.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
No.
so we still have like 10 to 15 left, about 10 to 12 minutes left. I'm gonna ask a question for Kid first. This is a specific question. There was a period where you could open a Billboard magazine and you could see your name on the chart there. That must have been wild. Could you just talk about that for just a minute or two? Like, I know that's that feeling of all that hard work paying off, but talk about what that was like because not very many people get to celebrate like that.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, and I have these brothers to thank for that. I have Mix to thank for that, as well as the hard work that I put in. Man, these guys were always on my records, man. My very first record, Rolling with Number One, it wasn't enough. Like Attitude said earlier in our time. He said, man, that microphone thing was always kind of pulling me, drawing me, and it's manifesting itself to this day. But like he'll tell you, Attitude will tell you, man, we used to sit in the hotel room and write our little raps and come up with our little ideas, and because we roomed together, that was what
Right.
we did. And
Right.
so I always knew from Back to Boom when we first my very first single, all the way through the process, I was always trying to be like, okay, how can I put Attitude down with this, and how can I do that? I know I'm
Right. Yeah.
branching solo, but I want him to always be a part of the mic part. Maharaji, a couple lines here and there, whether it's C-Town Ballers or whether it's Partners in Rhyme. I wanted these guys to like have full verses and be featured. It was like I felt like there was a power in the talent that we all have and collectively seeing it all move forward versus me just saying, oh, I just want to create my stuff. These guys help make my record doper. Now, getting back to your question about the Billboard thing, man, I felt like it was a win for all of us, man. I felt like this is something that we can all
Yeah.
piggyback off on. We can all get something off of. We can do something on, and we can build on. Man, let me tell you a couple quick funny stories, and I'm gonna be done so you can get to the next fellas.
Yeah.
One thing that was cool was the first time when Back to Boom actually hit the Billboard charts, and I opened up a Billboard magazine, and there my album was, or I mean, I'm sorry, my single was my debut single. Like this was like crazy, man. I mean, I remember it getting a whole bunch of play on the radio. I remember it selling, Honolulu Tower Records was selling 150 copies of Back to Boom a week. It was crazy. Miami was going crazy over Back to Boom. It just had that, that feel to it, man. And so that was a cool experience for me seeing it chart for the first time. But then here was the second one that was really cool to watch Roll with Number One, actually the album itself hit the Hot 100, and Janet Jackson was one spot under me when I entered the charts. Now, albeit she was on her way down and her album was, but still to be like somebody that I grew up watching on TV and to like have my her one space under me on the charts as I was entering and she was exiting, that was like surreal to me. And then the last one was when we did the Power of Rhyme album. My second album was coming out, and Nasty Mix did a full page Billboard ad in Billboard. It was like crazy. And Maha, you got to mute. So it was a full page billboard ad, and I saw like my big picture of my album, and it just man, it was just a surreal moment, man. So those were my Billboard experiences that really just had me tripping out.
Let me ask Attitude a slightly different question. So Attitude, you got to travel, of course, with the crew. it took you guys all across the United States, over the world even. Do you have a memory or two you'd like to share from touring with the whole Mix a Lot posse and the Kid Sensation posse? Like, do you want to talk about that just for a second or two?
I say so. One of the biggest things was it was later in the years of touring. We went back to my hometown where I was born. We was in Mobile, Alabama, and me and the fellas we got there the day before the show, and me and the fellas went with me. I got a chance to meet my father. I was actually just turning 30, and me, Maha, POB, and my brother Boop, we all went over down to Mobile and drove to my dad's house, and we all met him at the same time. Man, that's something I can't forget. That was just an incredible conversation. It was a so real feeling. Like, wow, this is really the dude that birthed me. That was just to look at him, and that was so that right there. Then to get to experience that with the fellas, wasn't nothing like that, bro. Nothing beats that. But now on another note, for us early in the game performing, uh, I tell you the one biggest thing about being on the road was when I joined the group was the first time that I flew on an airplane. I never flew on an airplane before, so going to my very first show in California, I was like, I couldn't wait to tell everybody what it felt like, you know. So that alone was huge to me. Just the little things. When you come from nothing, man, the little things. It's not even nothing major. It's just like you're saying, it's going into a hotel and being able to pick up the phone and order room service. Those little things is what I remember, man. The little things like that I never experienced. Like, wow, this is awesome. Uh, Riding my first limo ride, you know what I'm saying? Riding a limo for the first time, man, that was an experience. So, on a
Yeah.
personal note, those things was big to me, my friend. Those little things, yeah,
Come on with attitude.
right.
Yes, sir.
I just
Yes,
found
sir.
I just found a super high quality picture of that Dick's limousine shot from above. I'm gonna send that to y'all. It's amazing. It's like 4,200 pixels or something insane like that. It's ridiculous. Um, all right, so Maharaji, let me ask you this because you also had moments that you got to celebrate when your Enforcers song got played on the air, Systematic. Talk about the song Systematic. I really do want to hear you talk about that for just a moment and hearing that on the air by Nastiness.
You know, what was crazy is I remember that we had me and a friend of mine, one actually the guy who made the beat for that song, his name is Andre Cole. We call him, all of us just know him as Dre. Um, Me and Dre happened to just go down the street to the store, and it's a Sunday evening, and Fresh Tracks comes on Sundays, so we were heading from the store and everything, and we were at the bus stop. And at the time, that's when everybody was carrying their radios around. You were walking through the hood with the boom box cracking. And we got Fresh Tracks playing on the air. We walking, we're at the bus stop waiting on the bus. And we're just chilling. We're eating some beef jerky, and we at the bus stop, and all of a sudden we just heard, hey, this is a group from Bremerton. Boom, boom. We was like, group from Bremerton, man. Wow. Uh, there's a group out here in Bremerton. Maybe they getting their stuff played. And all of a sudden we heard that first little drop of that bass. We knew it was us. Then we just looked at each other, and I was like, "We're on the radio, man. We got a song on the radio." I said, "Dog, they're playing us on the radio." I just over and over again. I just couldn't. And then I went home. That's when we had landlines. My phone, my dad was getting mad. He was like, "Why are all these people calling? Why are these people?" Because everybody heard my song on the radio. They were calling the house, and it was kind of late. My pops wasn't having it. He wasn't too happy, but I'll never forget it. It was funny because everybody was calling me, "Hey man, they're playing your song on the radio. They're playing your song on the radio." That was that moment that's when I knew I wasn't going to stop. There was no way I was going to stop.
That's beautiful, man. I love it. That's just like I was mentioning to kid, like the hard work. People that hear that on the radio, they think it happened overnight, and it did not ever happen overnight. Like it always takes sometimes months, sometimes years of work. And then when you get that aha moment, that's what I was asking about all three of you just now, because I love those aha moments where you just kind of get to celebrate and say we did something good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we're down to about 4 minutes. I'm going to throw it to Kid first. You want to say a few last parting words, and then we'll just go in order, and then attitude, and then Maha will take us out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. More or less, like I said, shout out, man, to what you're doing here, man, and just the incredible work Novocaine, man. I mean, this is cool, man. I mean, not everybody knows the history, and when guys like us, when we put all this work in, when we lay these foundations and do all this groundwork, there's so many backstories, man, that you were just willing to dive into and willing to take the time to properly research, properly interview, man. I mean, I just want to say, man, shouts out to you for really taking the time to put together just an incredible work and taking the time to get the stories right, right? You didn't just, oh man, I heard this, I heard that, man. Not to sidetrack too much, but I remember Maha having to correct some dude on a post talking about, yeah, man, Mix-a-Lot bought some beers for me and we hung out and had a couple beers together. And Maha was like, man, no, no, that did not happen. Because the dude don't even drink. So what you're saying is just false. And there's a lot of people and a lot of false information that spreads about artists and a lot of false press, a lot of different things like that, man. Thank you for taking the time to get the facts right and to talk to the source and to talk to the sources and to really, really put some hard work and effort into what you did. And then I do want to say this in closing is that, man, it's been an honor and a privilege to be with these dudes, man, to grow with these dudes, man. And we are now, men who are in the middle season of our lives, man, and yet we
Come on.
still have the energy and the love for this craft, man. We ain't lost no step, man. Come see us live and you will see what I'm talking about, man. These dudes get at it, man. We hop around on stage and have a good time and do what we do. And we still love this, man, because we actually love hip hop. Hip hop is in our blood. It's who we are, man. I thank God every day, man, for the opportunity to do what we do. Because let me tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna speak for these fellas, but I know this very personally, and that is that there's a whole lot of brothers from the Seattle area that were way more talented than me, that were way more just edgy on they rhyme skills, their production, their all that kind of stuff that just didn't get the look or just didn't get the break or just didn't get the chance. So I'm thankful, man, for every break that I've gotten, every opportunity I've gotten, and to be able to walk it out with these brothers, man, it's been nothing short of incredible and life changing. So thanks, man.
Cool attitude.
Oh,
You
well
gotta mute
said. Just to
Maha.
pick, I get it. Just to piggyback off of kind of what Kid was saying, man. First of all, we do appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. Taking time out of your day to come rock with us, man. We do appreciate that. And man, you do got some, the history, man. And you say stuff I ain't even heard in years. So the history, man. So appreciate the delicate work you did there. And ECP, we've been doing it for a long time, but we ain't went nowhere. We still here. We still love the town. We still rep the town, and we still active. So continue to support ECP, Emerald City Posse. We still out there. We're working on a new project for the new year. We got a single out there right now. I'm Too Much. Check it out. Instagram, all your social media sites, Spotify, ECP, Emerald City Posse. I'm Too Much. We want your support. We need your support, and we appreciate you. So, again, my friend, thank you, man, for having us on, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Maharaji, about 30 seconds. Hit us with some knowledge, man. There you go.
Hey, look, everybody, find love. Find some love. Because we all need it. We all need a little bit. The world needs a lot of love right now. And I'm just thankful to be here with these brothers because they, like I said, they keep me going. We rep the town well, and we're not going to stop. And with people like you around, man, making sure that everybody does know the real and understands that we are part of this. We're not going nowhere. We're going to stay there. We're going to stay here. And look out, 2026. We love you guys.
It's
See
going
town
out,
up.
gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We're
We
about to
appreciate
Plug
you,
to the
man.
Secret
Appreciate
Burger right behind you, Maha.
Secret
Let's go,
Burger.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Burger Kitchen.
Of
Secret
course,
Burger,
I'm at our
baby.
Hey,
restaurant.
man. Thanks,
Yeah, Secret
everybody.
Burger.
Our
Appreciate
restaurant
y'all.
is called Secret
Smashing
Burger. We have a
repeat.
secret burger in Seattle. We have one in Tacoma.
All
We
right,
have one in
peace.
Tacoma.